Thank you. Hi, Victor. Welcome back.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Who are we missing?
Xavier.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's it. Everyone doing okay though?
And we've definitely by this time lost all the spectators.
Well, you still have me. You'll have me forever, so.
Yeah, you're chained to us, I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Larry, I think you're just stuck with us.
There's nothing else I'd rather be doing at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday evening.
Uh,
I don't know, 99 other things come to mind. Do you mind to go ahead and allow me, or have you already turned on the screen
Yep.
share thing? Okay, thank you, Larry. I
You
saw
got it.
that down there. I'll go ahead and bring that up. And we hope that Xavier will be with us soon. Folks, I don't have a video connection, having problems. A Frontier customer, I don't think I need to say any more than that. You all understand. And so it's been a little hinky for the past couple of days, so I probably need to reset my modem. But anyway, as I told Larry, I'm not that much to look at this evening anyway. So, aha, there's Xavier. Let me give him the howdy do, come on in button. Welcome, Xavier.
Might just take him a second to get his
Okay.
audio going.
I want to make sure I did push the admit button and not the go get the hints from here button.
Okay, I think my audio and video is up.
You're
Okay.
here.
All right, welcome Xavier, all present and accounted for, so we won't do a formal roll call. I have the draft of that we worked on last week on the screen. I did make one cosmetic change. I went ahead and put in an item 2 to separate the policies and procedures from the constituting of the nominations committee. So that means we have 5 items overall. Okay, because I thought it's an old print thing about lots of white space, right? So I was trying to build in a little more white space and draw attention to it. So let's look through for any other cosmetic editing and so forth changes that you see that need to be made, and let me know when to scroll down.
In the first paragraph under nominations committee, it's elections to all offices, not just the board of directors.
I tried to get rid of the track changes, and I'm not sure. I hope I got everything. So
It's
apparently,
just candidates for election.
yeah, I think it maybe left some stuff out. I went back and I checked, but thank you, Bob. To all elected offices, excuse me.
Or then you can take out elections to just for all elected offices.
Got it.
Is anybody still reading this section?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Good.
Okay, I'll scroll on down. Let me know when to scroll down.
Can I throw out a question on that last sentence there? Is that appropriate?
Yes. Sure, go ahead.
I'm wondering if we might consider committee members should represent as many diverse viewpoints and backgrounds as possible to enhance the chances of recruiting. Viewpoints seems, I mean, viewpoints is good, but I don't know if that's enough, right? Like, but I don't know. I open it up for thoughts.
How do you
maybe I'm
I actually
define
think that's a
background?
great-
How do you define background?
Well, what we're saying
Okay.
further in the sentence is part of the background and not viewpoint. I'm trying to find a way to align what we're saying at the beginning of the sentence and later, but without being so redundant to say exactly the same thing. I thought viewpoints was good. I don't know if
Oh,
viewpoints and
okay.
backgrounds is too much, but viewpoint seems a bit too segmented. But maybe that's just me. I could be
I
overthinking
mean,
that.
maybe my inclination would be to take viewpoints out and put backgrounds in.
Okay.
I'm not sure viewpoints, what my position on any particular issue is probably not relevant to this process. I don't know.
Anyone else want to have a comment on that?
I do
You know
have,
what?
I do like having backgrounds in it.
Yeah,
Okay, and remove viewpoints, Maria?
yeah, yeah. I think viewpoints will come with the diverse with the background. So I agree. Let's go with backgrounds.
All right. Hearing no dissension. Okay, are we ready to scroll down?
I guess we are.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Claudia, everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
People read at different paces. I don't want to push anybody too fast. Okay.
And just grammatically in the first bullet point, the individual's breach is subject to review, but it is the individual who is subject to possible removal. It's not the individual's breach that's subject to.
Okay, so any individual who breaches.
Well, I mean, you've got two different things. You've got review of whatever the allegation is, and then you have the possible removal of the person. It's just a grammatical issue. I'm not sure.
breaches this
Any
guideline,
individual.
review and possible removal.
And possible removal of that individual from the
Well,
committee.
An individual who breaches this guideline is subject to review by the board of directors. And then the non-essential clause is any individual who breaches this guideline is subject to review and
Right.
possible removal from the committee by the board of directors. I believe it's grammatically correct. now.
Okay, it just seems odd to me that you're, in the first clause, you're talking about the breach, and in the second clause, you're talking about the person. But that's just me, maybe.
Well, I amended it to say any individual who breaches
Oh.
this guideline. Yeah, I changed that first part.
Okay, well, but then it's the individual who's subject to review?
Mhm.
Okay, fine.
And possible removal in the non-essential
Okay.
clause.
Okay. Whenever you're ready to scroll, I can do it, but I'm not sure about anybody else.
Are we ready to move down?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. That's the bottom of the page, so I'll stop there. Does somebody need to replace a battery in a smoke detector, or is that mine? I keep hearing that little beep.
I'm hearing it too.
I didn't want to comment, but it's kind of driving me crazy. I can't.
I don't know where it's coming from.
I don't think it's mine because I replaced my battery in my smoke detector, but it's what it reminds me of. A little chirping smoke detector.
I'm ready for the next page if you guys are.
Anytime.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Good, Tim.
All right, thank you. This is the last page.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
It's okay,
Yeah,
I
good.
read it.
Good, too.
All right, thank you very much. As we have done our final review, I would entertain a motion to approve this proposed policy and forward it to the Board of Directors for their April meeting.
I make a motion to approve this and forward it to the board of directors.
Thank you. You have a motion, is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, second it. Is there any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes,
All those, I'm sorry, all those opposed, please signify by saying no.
And to the extent that I have raised objections to it, I'm going to say no. I wholeheartedly agree with most of it. But, I'm not sure where that leaves us. So, my yes is there, but it's only partial.
Okay,
80%.
well, I guess I guess we have to officially record a no, but we'll be happy to submit your memo with the documents.
Right.
Fair
okay.
enough?
That's
Can
good.
you,
Okay.
would it be more accurate just to put a YE for Bob? I mean, we don't have a complete yes, but we're almost there.
Well, let's see, we'd have to put a YE and the top curl of an S because he said 80%.
There you go.
YE's only 66%. Okay, so I will vote yes. So we have 6 voting yes and 1 voting no. Are we ready to move on to the memorandum that we examined last week? That's our
Yes.
next
That's
item.
fine.
Okay. All right. So again, please let me know when you're ready to scroll down.
When I looked at this today, I found a couple of typos and grammatical things, but let's just go through it.
We'll let folks read through and then we'll do that. Is that okay, Bob?
Yeah, the first question, Matt Hall was formed by Matt Hall to review the concerns raised rather than report on. We're not reporting on the concerns. We're reporting on what to do as a result of the concerns.
Well, he initially did ask for a report, and in the second sentence, I said Hall encouraged the task force to propose a
Okay.
policy the board could adopt.
Okay. Whenever, for me.
yep, I'm ready to move forward.
Yes.
Yes.
Claudia?
Yes.
Claudia, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Victor?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, haven't learned to identify everybody's voices yet.
In the first bullet, members had a spirited discussions about whether officers and committees or communities. We didn't discuss communities, and communities are not a part of this. We're about to propose bylaws amendments that would make communities equal to chapters.
I think, Robert, didn't we discuss communities In the, under the
did make-
context that, you know, you define, you all define communities. I remember asking a question about communities and we had a discussion, but
I remember that
We
too,
had,
that we
and
had
I
discussion
think
on.
that was in conjunction with, there was at least a suggestion that we extend this endorsement prohibition to chapters.
but
And
That
that's
was a
when
discussion of
and that's
communities.
when we had the discussion about communities.
But
So-
should we at least, as it was previously written before deleted, we did discuss communities, even though it was defined that communities are a separate entity, but it was discussed.
But so we're chapters, and we're not including chapters in this sentence.
Should we?
Yeah, maybe we should include chapters.
We did,
Well,
we discussed
well,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
include chapters too.
Yeah,
Well, chapters and communities.
yes.
Okay.
But then I think you need to put in a sentence that says we concluded that we don't have authority to do anything about chapters and communities. Which is
Well-
why we,
Well, that, we didn't take that action. When they look at the policy, they'll see that.
okay,
This is
Whatever.
just
Okay.
saying, this is letting them behind the door to see our deliberations.
I don't know whether that there, I don't think there's any real relevance to saying that national board members and regional coordinators may have access to SPJ membership lists. I mean,
I'm not
that's,
100%.
it's a fact, but why is it relevant here?
I'm not sure.
Because we
that-
talk about it.
I'm not sure that everyone on the board is aware that this is the standing policy. So I'm stating it to make sure they understand.
I mean, chapters have access to the portions that is their member, that there are people who are within the zip codes that are covered related to their chapter. So, the chapters have the lists too. The chapter boards have the list, portions of the list too.
Yes, and that's noted there. Because this continues on down here. So once,
Email lists are
yeah.
sometimes, okay,
yeah, once we're done with this,
okay.
I'll go on down since I think everybody's read that first point. Yeah, excuse me.
Actually, the chapters have access to all potential chapter members as well. Because each chapter is defined, has a series of zip codes associated with it. So the chapter leaders can see all of the members living in those zip codes, whether they're chapter members or not.
Well, that's what I was told. What I have written here is what I was told by headquarters.
Okay,
I mean, I'm not doubting that that's true, but I didn't do a personal investigation to.
okay. When I was chapter board member, I could see everybody in the DC chapters. Every potential member of the DC chapter.
Are we ready to scroll down?
Yes.
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 Okay. And the bottom paragraph is the end.
You know, I think when we started this before last week, it looked like we had an expanded standardized form, but we removed, I think, most of the expansion, the education and work history and stuff like that. So I'm not sure it's an expanded standardized application anymore.
I'll agree with that.
Well, what about a modified?
Well, I don't think it's modified even. I think we came back to what they're asking now.
No, we added some different things, I think.
That we then didn't then take away.
We modified biography by 500 words. We modified a few things. So yes, I
Yeah.
think maybe we
Okay,
should
okay.
modify.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So so I think if we put modified, it kind of covers everything, whether we
Okay.
took it out, put it, added, or subtracted, or whatever.
We also modified the standardized questionnaire. I mean, developed a
Or-
modified, didn't we just modify the standard questionnaire to
Okay.
provide more information? Yeah.
Okay.
You can say that the bylaws committee will recommend, will put forward an amendment to do that if you want.
Now I'll let you do that because you said you were going to do that anyway at the April meeting. And
Well,
that's
okay,
what-
yeah, it will be it will be part of my committee report, but
Yeah.
if you want to, it doesn't matter to me.
Now I'll let you do that because that's in your role as bylaws committee
Okay,
chairman. And they'll be considering both at the same meeting. So they should have that
Okay.
information.
I have a question, under the task force, let's see. The task force had a spirit discussion about the timelines, offers, whatever. The organizations that we considered, I think NABJ was mentioned in that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
yeah, we looked at all of those.
Yeah, we looked
including
at all
NABJ.
of them, yeah.
Did we, yeah, Notch is in there.
We
too.
just looked, because we needed an idea of timelines. I think we were discussing timelines and what the different organizations, election timelines look like, in
Yes.
in an effort-
Thank you, Xavier. I went back and looked at what was in our notes, but you're right. We did talk about it, but we didn't, I don't think it was part of the notes,
No,
written notes.
yeah, it was discussed.
Okay, thank you for that correction.
Is there a actual like spell out for NLGJA, or is it just known as that?
Well, it used to be known as the National Lesbian and Gay Journalists Association, but I looked on their website And this is now how they're billing themselves, NLGJA: the Association for LGBTQ Journalists.
Oh, okay.
So that was news to me, but apparently they've done a rebranding.
Okay. Because I was just wondering, like, why is that one an acronym? But that's they do it.
Yeah.
So they do it.
Yeah, it's to make sure that people know that this is the group, I guess, that used to be NLGJA, but that really is a mouthful. So I guess maybe that's why they changed it or added the Association for LGBTQ Journalists.
Okay. Yeah, I just looked on their site too. I didn't see any like spelling out. So okay.
Mhm.
I think this looks good.
Okay, anyone else? Has everyone had a chance to finish to the end?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Is there a reason bylaws is underlined there? Is that,
Apparently it's trying to do a spell check or grammar check there. I don't know. I mean, bylaws is spelled correctly, isn't it?
yeah,
BYLAWS.
yeah, I just didn't know, have you checked to see whether it is maybe underlined or something?
No, it's not underlined. It's part of
Okay.
a spell or grammar check. Let
Type
me,
a space after the S and see whether it changes.
oh, it's recommending bylaw singular
okay.
rather than bylaws.
Okay, just leave
Do
it.
we want to leave that as bylaws?
Yes, yes, leave it as bylaws.
Okay. Okay. All right. So is there a motion to approve this memo to be attached to the draft policy to go to the board?
I make a motion that we approve the, I'm sorry, I drew a blank.
Memorandum.
This is-
Memorandum,
this-
yes.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
memo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. It's been a long day. My mind went completely blank.
Okay.
I'm having a Newsheimer's moment, I guess. Yeah. So,
Okay.
I
There's,
second it.
okay. So we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion before we vote? Okay, those who approve attaching this memorandum to the draft policy, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote yes
Yeah.
on this piece of it. How's that, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
We have a complete yes.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay.
I was kind of wondering that. I thought it was going to be a no since you're submitting your own memorandum.
No, I don't have any objection to what's in here. I just think there's more that needs to be presented to them.
Okay, for those who are opposed, please signify by saying no. And I will vote yes, so it is unanimous. Okay, I will attach the votes for both documents to the bottom and indicate that Mr. Becker voted no on the policy, proposed policy only. Bob, do you want me to attach your memo to these other two documents to be submitted all at one time?
Yes, please. I didn't put a date. I think I didn't put a date on it because I
Okay.
didn't know what date you were going to put on yours.
Are you okay with me putting March 16th on it?
Yes,
today's date?
that's just fine.
Okay. All right, I will put that on there. I will convert all these documents into a single PDF. I will forward them to Matt Hall, our president who appointed us, and to John Schertzer, the executive director, so that he can have that to prepare it when they put together the board book for the April meeting, and that's April the 17th. I will also request that we be sent the information for that Zoom call so that all of you, all of us who want to participate and have access to that will be able to join that meeting for any discussion or questions. Is there,
Just one suggestion. I have always on my committee reports tended to send the president-elect, send it to the president and president-elect. That's your choice as chair of this body, but that's just what my practice usually has been.
okay, thank
I
you,
have a
Bob.
question.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was just having a question. Do we have to vote on submitting Bob's memorandum to it too?
That may
Or
be,
just we're adding to it?
that may be a point of order. Thank you, Maria. because this is coming from the task force, what we're submitting. Is there a motion to attach Bob's memorandum to our proposed policy and this memorandum?
Quick
Since I'm the
discussion.
interested party, I'm not going to make the motion.
I have a item for discussion on that.
Okay?
In the presentation of this, how would your addendum be presented, to the board? I mean, I guess, Narissa, that's my question to you is how would this be, if approved, how would it be presented?
I would simply attach it and make it part of the single PDF. And then the respective parties who receive it and look at it would evaluate it as they would the other documents for whatever value they may see in it.
So would it be presented as an attachment to this, or is it a separate kind of, would that be a separate discussion between you and the board in your presentation? I don't know
If
you-
anybody asks me a question about it, I would just say that Bob speaks for himself in this memo and not for the task force.
And I will be at that meeting.
Hmm.
So if they have any questions, they can ask me.
I mean, I'm fine to let Bob submit it on his own.
If the group would rather I not do it as an
Yeah,
attachment, then I will
Yeah, I'm
submit it
just,
myself.
I'm interested in how it would be perceived by outsiders. I know we've discussed it, but outsiders weren't privy to the discussion and whether or not it would take away from what, the conclusions we came up with.
I mean, I started off by saying I agree with most of
Yeah.
what's in here.
No, Bob, I'm
But,
concerned about.
people
yeah,
are going to, if they
perceive.
read it, they're going to perceive it as they choose to interpret it.
Mhm. No, do you see it as, would it become a problem with, the final conclusion versus, your addendum,
I don't have an answer for that. A problem, I mean, what the board will do, the board is free to accept the policy we've proposed in whole, to amend it, or to reject it.
Okay.
Those are its choices. What it chooses to do is the board's
Right.
decision. So,
So if
I
the
mean,
board-
in a sense, it's a minority report,
So-
but
So how, if the board comes, you being on the call also, if the board comes to you and says, okay, if we accept this, what the committee came up with, and you were a part of the committee, where do you stand, on this? Do you,
I
how-
have recommended changes to the policy, to the policy.
Mhm.
And, that's where, what I would say is, I agree with most of the policy. Here are the things I think need to be changed.
Okay. The prosecution rests its case.
If
You're
my
not the prosecution, I'm the defendant here.
Yes.
if my recall of Robert's Rules of Order is correct, if no motion is made, then no action would be taken, which means that Bob would submit his memo on his own to the board, as any member is welcome to submit documents to the board about an SPJ issue. And we have voted on our draft policy and we have voted on our memorandum. So is there a motion from the floor to attach Mr. Becker's memo to what this task force submits? Hearing none. Mr.
I guess
Becker
I'll
will,
submit it on my own.
hearing none, Mr. Becker will have leave to submit his memo under his own email or under his own authority, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. I was going to say separate cover, but you know, I never know exactly what the terminology is. Okay, is there any other business to come before this task force?
Could you let us know when you submit it?
You will all be copied on the email that Matt and John receive.
Okay,
So you'll get it the same time they do.
okay.
And the presentation to the board is on April 17th.
I
Yes,
guess
sir.
that's the next board. That's
Yeah,
the
That's
date
when
of
it
the board
will be
meeting.
in the board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the board meeting will be on the 17th. I don't remember the exact time, but it is on the 17th.
Thank you, Larry.
So should I block off, what, 8 hours for this or? what?
No, it won't be 8 hours. They have tended to start at noon because because Matt Hall is out where you guys are.
Yeah, he's in San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, so we try not to make him get up too early in the morning.
I think we
Although
usually,
sometimes I have gotten up at 7:30, looked at my email at 7:30 Eastern time and found something from Matt from that morning.
I
Um,
think they block out noon to 4 just in
Yeah.
case. But you never know how much discussion they're going to have on a particular item or other committee reports they will receive, or you just never can predict how long they're going to take. I will try to find out closer to the time when they think this will come up in the agenda and try to give you some time frame. I'll try to find that out and send the Zoom details in that same email. Okay.
By the way, for those of you who have not done this with the board before, you have to go on the SPJ website and register, and you'll get a link by email to join the Zoom call.
Thank you, Bob.
The page is spj.org board-meeting asp.asp. And there will be a place to register there to get the link.
Okay.
They have occasionally done their executive sessions toward the beginning of their meeting also, so don't be surprised if they come into session and then go into an executive session for a while and then come back. So you'll see once you see the agenda, which will be published at least 3 days before the meeting there'll be a link on the same page. Then you'll know something about what the schedule is.
All right, thank you, Bob. So again, I will try to determine some time frame when they think this will come up, recognizing that it's a guess, everybody's best guesstimate. All right. Okay, thank you everyone for your thoughtful deliberations and contributions the past 6 weeks. I'm proud of what we have accomplished and what we're going to put before the board, and it will be their decision on how this moves forward and in what way. And I hope you will participate, at least be present for the 17th in case there's something that you want to say, or if you are actually asked a question from the board. Thank you all.
This is the shortest meeting we've had.
Well,
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of concerned that this may be short, but I want to know if I should pack lunch and dinner for the board meeting on April 17th.
They they've generally done it within 3 hours. They've had a couple of occasions where they had a really long issue and it went on for hours and hours. But this board hasn't done that I think it's only done it once, the current board.
Okay.
Just in case, bring snacks.
Yeah. No,
Right.
better than that. Maria, if you would like, you can go and as my delegate.
anytime SPJ is involved, it's always a good advice to bring a snack.
Yes. Okay.
or alcohol.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah.
Is that the
All right.
parochial school kid talking?
Well, thanks again to Larry Messing for being our tech assistant and office headquarters liaison to help fill in the gaps and help us have the information that we needed. Appreciate him very, very much. And again,
No
thanks
problem.
to each of you. I know I express thanks for Matt for serving. He was very excited about each of your appointments to the board. So I'll be happy to send him our completed work. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you or hear from you April the 17th at the
Thanks a
meeting.
lot, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye,
Good
guys.
night.
Bye.
Take care. Be safe out there, everybody. Bye-bye.